Hey guys, welcome back to Project Bodybuilding. You are watching the Project Bodybuilding Podcast, episode 30, here with my extremely handsome guest, the renowned, notorious perhaps, Marx Max Muscle.
Hey yo.
Lagging Mark, actually.
You didn't
It-
mention the lag till now.
it's a given. It's a given. It happens every time. It's okay. We'll put elements up on the screen. But yeah, so I haven't had an episode of the podcast just because there hasn't been anything going on. You know, the latest in this post-Olympia pre-Europe tour that we have is the Mike Van Wyck, Jeff Nippard situation, which is thankfully calmed down because I just don't really care. I thought it was really funny. I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
I thought it was funny too. Pushing and shoving.
Yeah, I thought it was really
You
funny.
went down.
And I
It is.
didn't have
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
I didn't have time to do this, but Mike and his brain dead followers, they were posting like, "I always stand by Mike. I always stand by Mike. He's a real ass friend." I'm like, he's a troglodyte. Like, what are you even talking about? And it's
I wasn't gonna put my feelings in it any one way or the other. I made a video right at the first of it when we just seen the clip, and I
right.
actually mentioned I wasn't there, but here's what happened. And I even mentioned, I said it looked like he was approaching the big guy at first, and everybody was like attacked me. Oh, nobody approached anybody. But later on, they did show some video footage that he stopped what he was doing and he walked towards him.
I
So it was
just
like
think it's
just by
very funny that that was Mike's response to what basically was because what started all of it was Mike made a
they're
video about
bickering. Yeah,
science-based
bickering.
lifters, and then Jeff
And
says,
that see, that's one thing that I was excited about. I was like, everybody's all thinking this is the worst thing in the world. I'm like, dude, out of all the ways people are fighting religion, politics, race, they were fighting over gym techniques.
"Hey,
So that's
you gotta
all
respect
good.
it."
There
But
was nothing, whatever.
Mike puts out this video, and he's like,
Oh, did he? I never seen.
no. This is like lead up. It was about
Oh, right.
science-based lifters, and he's like, "How come you guys always talk about form and all of this and all these fancy exercises, but don't have any results to back it up?" Which is a fair critique because I mean, the average science-based lifter is a twig. Um, but then Jeff he retorts to this video, doesn't all he does is respond to Mike's video. He doesn't call him out or insult him. He says, well, actually, I have a very good natural bodybuilding career. And that was it. All he did was like, here are my personal
That's the
accolades.
impression there. That's not bad, really.
And yeah, and his physique was impressive. His lifts were impressive. And then Mike was like, oh man, we can't, we cannot have this. I'll tell you what. And he I don't want to get into it any further than that, but I think it's really funny. I got to be honest.
Could have been a setup for all we know.
True. For
I've been
both
in
of
pro
them?
wrestling for years and years, and if me and one of my pro wrestling buddies wanted to set something up like that, it would look a lot. It would actually look a lot better than that.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying it was. I'm not saying it was. I'm just saying nobody got killed or anything.
I mean, imagine if they did.
Well, it's a bad place to fight in a gym. You
It
shouldn't be
is.
doing that. Shame on you, Mike.
All right. You should have said, let's take this outside.
No, he said, "What's up?" or "Sup."
Okay. So, Mark, last time I did the show, we had our favorite co-host, Jake Ultimate Fitness on, and we had a lengthy review of some content. So, what I have for you today, before a little warm up to the show, I'm a bit rusty myself. I have to warm up with some content. Um, so I've taken it all upon myself to save 5 videos for you, and I want to get your reactions to a couple of them. First up here, we have the world's fastest 725 deadlift. Okay, I'm gonna turn the sound on. Let's see
Is
what you
this
have to say about
official or
this.
anything?
It's official.
How is it official? There's no officials around.
Watch this.
How do you know it's the real
Come
weight?
on! Yes! Fucking eat! Come on!
Okay, so so I've seen this guy around, but what do you think of this world record deadlift?
Well, 725 is not a world record.
But it's the fastest.
What do you mean fastest?
Look how fast it moved.
Would that sumo squat count in a competition?
Oh, sounds like someone is a little jealous of someone's 725-pound deadlift.
No, I just think if you're gonna be able to do it in a competition where there's officials and you get a little trophy, take it home, and they can actually weigh the weights. Oh, there, look, that looked like a
I
competition.
don't think it is because I was looking at this before. It's just with the
Oh no,
calibrated plates. Yeah,
yeah.
it's a gym lift.
I've seen so many
Oh,
lifts.
hold on. He
I know
freestyles.
I hate to sound like I'm not dissing this guy, but I've seen so many lifts and they're so heavy. It's like to me, if it's over 500 pounds, it's impressive.
Have you ever lifted with this range of motion?
I don't lift heavy.
You don't slap on a cool 225 and
I would never do a
deadlift like
sumo
this?
squat. I would never do a sumo squat.
It says deadlift.
Well, it's a sumo deadlift, whatever they call it.
Oh, it's a deadlift. Anyone that
No, but
says otherwise
see
is
how he's
getting
spreading
beat
his
down in
legs
the
though?
gym.
See how he's spreading his legs though?
Oh,
For
this is
me,
this is a conventional stance.
no, but for me, I'm doing it to build muscle. I do straight leg deadlifts, to be honest with you. So I'm not in it to see how much I can lift. That's their world. They're power lifters. That's what they do.
Oh, he stopped lifting conventional because he wanted a challenge. And look how much more he can lift now. Wow. Wow. Oh, and we missed him freestyling.
Do you follow this guy?
No, I don't follow this guy.
Might clip him. Hang, but I really might strip him. Rad 140 MK67S.
Okay, that's enough of that.
My
All right.
my rap's better than that. The one at the end of my last video.
Which one?
Oh no, it was the Wesley Vissers video. You didn't
Oh, I
hear my
haven't seen
rap
that
at the
one.
end of that one?
I pulled up YouTube for this and I just saw it.
A guy a guy liked it and I pinned his comment for all to see.
Okay, I'll have to get around to it. Okay, let's see what we have here. I want to end on
Walking
the.
around that door.
I did say we're going to keep it PG-13, but I absolutely had to show you this video because, and I
The
think
guy
you can
lifting
guess.
weights? That's rated R?
No, the content, nothing. The content of the caption is perhaps a little bit more than PG-13, but I have, you went to a gym today, you told me, a
This
real
is
gym,
correct. Yes.
which
Good
you
Life
don't.
Fitness.
Okay, so that's quite literally a gym. It's not Planet Fitness or anything that people want to argue. It's Good Life is a gym, especially in Canada.
They
I
got
think they're
lots
only in
of
Canada.
eh?
Maybe,
Only in Canada, eh? I believe they have been around for 44 years.
but
You know how
they're
I know that?
because you own them.
No, because I got a t-shirt from them one time when I was 35 and it said 36 years going, 36 years and strong or
So
whatever.
it's a year older than you.
It's a year older than me
Okay.
because of that 36-year-old t-shirt and I was 35. And
Do you
then the
still have
next
that
year,
t-shirt?
no, I had it the next year when I was 36 though.
Interesting. Okay. But you have to be careful because there are some interesting suspects walking around the gym. Any given gym, and I want you to react to this content.
What do
I
you mean
saw
by suspects?
there are some suspects. There are
Do you
some.
believe that there are people in the gym working out with family members tied up in their basement?
Oh, sure, actually. I would say so. What is
I
the
believe that.
statistic?
I believe
Um
that.
there's a statistic on how many serial killers you just like walk past in your life. And it's like a
They say in independent wrestling, like what I used to do,
yeah.
it's the highest percentage of anything. Those little
Mm,
independent wrestling federations, you're guaranteed a lot of them are killers or some really bad men.
sure.
Not Sonny Warcloud though. I was like a flower in a pot of dirt.
Right. Speaking of flour, anyway, we react to this, please. You don't have to read it to the class, but share your reaction. You know what? I'll read it. Showing up to
No.
the gym Saturday morning with Friday night's makeup and some guy's kids on my back. Wish me luck. I had to put this in today's show because everyone knows how I feel about certain things.
Friday night's makeup and some guys. What does that mean? Some guy's kid on my back.
It
Am I
is
too old that I don't understand what this means?
no, I think you should stop seeing the good in people and take this for what it actually says.
I don't know what it says.
Ah.
She woke up with her makeup on. She went to the gym.
No, she was out Friday night. She was living it up like a young, presumably 20-year-old woman does. Um, and she had an encounter with a young man. That's why she still has Friday night's makeup on. And now some other bodily fluids on her as well. And now she's training in a public space with her back exposed, I may add. So, whether this is real or not is up for debate. But the fact that this is even a conversation kind of leads me to believe that she's done this at least once.
So she took the guy's children because he wasn't fit to take care of them, and now she's taking care of them.
Like a wolf spider. That's exactly what happened.
You ever see one of them?
Not in real life, but I've seen plenty of
We
videos.
have similar ones around here, but they're only like that big, and the back just looks like a back till you fling at them or something, and then all these billions of little babies come off their back.
Yes, that's exactly what it's like here. So I just want to reiterate what it says down in the comments here. Let's read some of them. Not everything needs to be shared. Although I'm kind of glad this one was shared because we have the opportunity to shame. And I think shame is a powerful tool in society. I think, and this one needs to be shamed. She says in the caption, "The struggle is real." What struggle exactly of putting makeup on, going out, getting hammered free of charge on Friday nights? You know how women do it, and then stumbling into the
So they
gym.
used to do it on the old westerns, like Bonanza. You ever see Bonanza?
How do they do it there?
Well, they'd have ladies that worked. Women weren't allowed to go into the bars, but they'd have women that worked in the bars, and they'd sit down, and a fella would buy them drinks all night, and
Right.
they'd pay the bartender, and the bartender was getting all kinds of money, and the bartender would keep them around to do that.
Tip
They were
magnets.
flappers, they called them.
Right. They attract business. And this lady attracted a lot of business, and now she is contaminating the gym with this business. We can't have this. So I just wanted you to what do you think of this? Does it make you want to go to the gym again?
Well, I go to the gym all the time, anytime I can get there. I don't see her kids around, or the guy's kids around. That maybe they're in the car. I don't know.
What do you feel about people that bring their kids to the gym? Have you ever seen that?
Uh, didn't they have? You used to have like a daycare, I think, at one of them or something like
Some
that.
yeah, some of them do. Some of them
Yeah, that's not a place for.
they'll just bring kids in. No, it can be very dangerous.
It's not a place for a kid. You get your head
Absolutely
smashed
not.
in. You're moving a weight, and they're walking to a bar
Yeah.
coming down, hit them
Would
in
you
the head.
feel bad if you like failed a squat and dropped it on a kid?
Absolutely.
Oh, why?
No, I don't want to hurt anybody.
That's not your fault.
Well, kids are dumb. They should have. It's not really the kid's fault either. It's like when I see a kid running around
You're
free,
right.
it's like that parent should be punished right now.
You're
If I was
right.
free range when I was a kid, I would have been a bad little SOB. That
Well,
was bad anyway.
okay. Now we have one of our favorites, and I'm going to try to get him on the podcast. Gentile Lips. He's a 17-year-old out of the litter box. He's got the claws. He's walking out of the shower, crawling out of the shower.
How come he's so puffy?
Well, he's 30% body fat.
Yeah, but he's thick.
Sure,
Like
yeah. No one's going to deny that
trapped.
he's a lot of
Just
muscle. You know what? Can I do this?
you not subscribed to this beast? You don't message him. He'll come after you. Don't do it, man. Oh shit. It's 10 after. Be right there. Love me all worried.
Yeah, you're awful. How would you like to
Trump.
be
Look at you
on?
guys talking about Trump. Trump wasn't be the one. Wasn't? Oh, Trump won't be the one with the. Oh, now I'm curious. Won't be the one with the
How would you
what?
like to be on the Project Bodybuilding podcast? Perfect. Perfect. That's what we need. Now,
You're gonna dodge that little Trump conversation, I see. All right,
whoa,
carry
whoa.
on. Carry on. I'll let you away with that one.
Okay. Now we have an interesting interaction. I want to know what you think of this. It's a bit more tame than the other one I asked you to react to, but
Hey guys, are you guys all done with that machine?
Yeah.
Just gotta make sure you're putting the weights back.
Okay.
Is that okay? Did you load that up, the machines? On the Smith machine?
If we load it up?
Yeah, with the weights.
Yeah.
Yeah, just you gotta make sure you put them back. I noticed that they were left on.
Okay.
Can you do it?
No. It doesn't matter?
Yeah, it's because I want to get on. I didn't want to have to. I'm like, you're okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
okay. One, this guy's gay. I mean, he's the weight narc,
Not that
right?
there's anything wrong with that. Keep things
Not that there's
politically
anything
correct.
wrong with that, right? He's the weight narc, right? He's a narc, and this whole thing, like, he doesn't work for any of these gyms. The whole thing is he just goes to different gyms and waits for people to leave the weights on, and does
There was a
interactions
parking
like
lot
this.
guy, a parking lot guy with the cart. He used to make videos like that. I remember.
So,
Same kind of thing.
what do you feel about this young lady's reaction to this? Do you think she should have been a little more respectful? Maybe put her weights back? Do you think it's okay? Do you care?
I think I don't know. I don't. If some chickie leaves their, weights on the thing and I'm going to use it, I'm just happy that it's free. And
Right.
I'm sure it's not 1 billion pounds of weight. You just take a couple plates off, and furthermore, he can't lift what she can lift, or what?
Whoa.
That's what I'm
Whoa.
saying.
Whoa. Whoa. Not
Did
cool.
she? That is very cool.
Okay. Okay. So if it were up to me, she would be Mike Van Wicked out of the gym.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we take her to the octagon that I also have in my gym because
So
let's say
this
it's
upsets you. This upsets you. Her leaving her plates on
no,
there.
it really
Sometimes I
doesn't.
forget.
No, it
Sometimes I
really does.
forget.
No, in my gym, like a lot of the time when people like leave and they'll come back to wipe the thing off, I'm like, what are you even wiping it down for? Like, get over it. Who cares? I'm like,
I like.
and they're like, oh, let me wipe it down. I usually say, no, don't worry about it. Just get out of here. You've been on it enough. I remember one time I was waiting for this so it was a busy day at the gym. One Smith machine, and there are multiple different benches, but I need one that could do an incline. But there are multiple ones in this gym that can do it. Okay. So I'm looking around. The Smith machine's open, so me and my friend go over there, and we're at least holding down that side of the fort, right? But we need our bench. We're looking around. Some guy next to us in the power rack is doing. He just got done doing flat bench in this power rack, and now, oh, he puts the seat up, and I see him pick it up to move it, and I'm like, oh, are you done with that? I'm going to take that. Keep in mind, I've been waiting for 30 minutes. And he said, no, I'm actually doing shoulder press now. I said, save it. And I walked out of the gym. And I didn't come back to work out. That pissed me off so much. I I can't I cannot describe how much a busy gym ruins my day.
You should move to Canada because it's never really that busy.
It's not even like a busy gym that like if everyone was working, doing shit, making moves, right? Like if it was a gym of like hardcore, not that I'm exactly, like hardcore, but if it was a gym full of guys that are at least goal oriented and not just there to shoot the breeze and the broccoli head types, I'd be okay with it.
There's a lot of broccoli heads. I use that phrase now because
Good.
we'll go in the evening. In the
Yeah.
evening, there's a lot of, but
Yes.
there's a woman's side in our gym, and if
Oh
you're a
man,
woman,
I'd
you can
love
just
that.
go over there. So it's pretty, it stays pretty decent if they don't want to work
You
out.
said
But
you said men are
around.
not allowed over in the women's side,
Yes,
but women can come over to the mid
yeah,
side if they feel comfortable.
yes.
Got it. I'd absolutely adore that. The problem is how many women stay over on the women's side.
My wife went over there. She said there was all kinds of stuff, and it was good over there.
If I had a gym, it'd be men only.
I wanted to have a little peek, but
Actually, I could do a women's only gym, but the problem is I I'd have to do it men or women only, not co-ed. I think it causes way too many problems.
Doesn't bother me.
Both groups causing problems with each other, but
I'm in the zone. I just work out.
no.
Like the big guy came up to me. He had to really approach me and make eye contact with me. I'm like, "Oh, hey, man."
Yeah, that
I
yeah, that
haven't
happens to
seen
me
him. I haven't
too.
seen him in like 2 years, or maybe 3 years.
No, when I see certain types of people walk into the gym, like I'll go over to my friends and like, what is a woman doing here?
I seen this
No.
woman. I seen this woman the other day, and I actually was telling my wife. I was like trying to talk about her without talking about her.
Right.
She was doing supersets with presses, like 45-pound plates. She was a bruiser of a woman. And then she was putting that down and then doing deadlifts like with reps with like 3 plates, I think.
What a hoss.
She was a hoss.
Large Marge.
I was just like in awe of the power.
Have you ever seen this is kind of gross, but have you ever seen those videos where the women pee on the floor deadlifting?
No, I would never watch anything like that.
I'm
Not into that. Not into that at all.
not either.
No,
I'm not
no,
e-
no,
I think
no.
it's so the comments like half these things I don't even find funny. It's the comments are the reason I save these things. Like, for example, those weight narc video. She's only used to putting weight on 30% body fat behavior.
Hey, maybe the weight was already on there when she got there.
That's true. That's true. But I take it off. Like
I
if I
know.
get there and there's stuff on it, I just clean it all off when I leave.
Or you want clean weights.
No,
My
I
gym,
clear it all
actually,
off.
me and Kenson were just talking about that. Kenson from EP09.
Oh,
I leave my gym a mess. You know exactly who I'm talking about.
yeah, because it's your gym.
I know, but when I start, I clean up, and that's my warm up.
Oh, okay. Okay. There's a
See?
method to the madness, right? I like
Yes.
that. I like that. Yeah, you know me, I just keep my house in order.
My house ain't in order. I got books here. I got
Books. Hold on.
coffee
You
warmer.
read?
Books. I got the Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding just right over there. I can see it right now.
That's a picture book. No one reads that.
Read every word.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
I had
Okay.
I had that book when I was like a teenager. Not that actual specific one. I have 2 of them. I have the old one, and that is no, just the encyclopedia. Oh, it's the Bible of bodybuilding. I think the first one.
Who wrote that?
Well, it was inspired by God.
Oh,
Or, I mean, it was inspired by Arnold.
okay. You're right. You're right. I forgot about that.
Publishers wrote it, but no, I had that before internet or anything like that. There was no real way for me to follow bodybuilding back then. They'd show it on TSN, the
There were
Total
scrolls.
Sports Network. There was what? Scrolls of bodybuilding? Yeah, but I could draw better than that.
Oh, okay.
We had this old Nautilus book, and I had my bodybuilding Bible. I'm pretty sure that's what they call it. And I read every word. Steve Reeves, Sandow.
We have one more to look at. This is we're ending on a positive note. I want you to give this guy some words of encouragement because I laughed the first time I saw it because I didn't realize it was backwards. Anyway, I can't play the music, but it's, imagine some epic music. 3-year back transformation. All right, solid.
Oh, I could play the music because I can beatbox and stuff.
Yeah, do the music.
You want me to? It's like rock, like
I imagine it's like some pop. I imagine like some EDM kind of stuff.
I was thinking rock.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, here we go. Play it.
Okay.
Bonching, bonching, bonching.
Okay. So the reason it was so funny is because I thought this was the before, and then this was the after, right? I thought it was.
So you think the spare tire is funny?
I do. I've never seen a build quite like that. Have you?
Well, I mean, I watched wrestling for years. There was oh, what was his name? Abdullah the Butcher. His
Right.
breasts went all the way around and attached the
Yes.
back. It was
Yes.
very impressive sight.
A lot of older guys that get a little bigger but did lift in their younger years, they end up having that kind of look. You know, they have their
You
broader
can
chests and then they'll get a
you
little
can
it's
get boobs on your back too.
right.
I call
But
them
this
Anglicans.
but this guy,
Anglicans.
I mean,
Don't
what a
forget that.
transformation because you have to okay, where would this place in the Marks Max Muscle Invitational, the 2021 version?
That physique? I
No,
can't.
that one. Where would
Well,
this place?
I wouldn't even post it. There was one
Because
guy that I wasn't even going to post, but I mean, he had a good background and everything.
so
You've seen that guy, Jason Belair.
no. I didn't watch all of it. I skipped around. Like I looked at some of the
Shame on
most
you.
impressive ones. Well, I'm not competing this year.
He was the guy that I said that you were shaped like.
Oh man, that's it. I'll have to look at it now. But
He was a little bit smooth, I'll tell you that.
okay. Anyway, this guy, Carter R Fitness probably knows of you, Marks Max Muscle. So, what do you think about this guy's transformation the right way, the correct way from 2021 to 2024? What do you think?
It's not him.
Really?
I don't know.
Okay, let's
Wouldn't
assume it is.
wouldn't he have a lot of loose skin down there?
Well, the pants are kind of high. Maybe he's hiding a little. You know, he's in the good light.
No. I just don't think it's him.
I think it is him.
Oh, if it is him, he had the muscle to begin with, and he just lost the weight. And there's the muscle. I
Can't
just
you
don't
say
think it's him.
something positive? Can't you say
That's very positive. That's very positive.
Carter
It's probably true.
Carter.R Fitness? This was
Carter, isn't that the president? The Carter administration?
yeah, he sucked. He sucked.
How do you know?
Awful
You weren't even
president.
around.
Awful
I
president.
was around. I remember Ronald Reagan as president.
Also, his neoliberal policies weren't even that good.
He was an actor, you know.
Yes.
He used to say "well" a lot.
Well,
Yeah, but he released a rapping Reagan album. You remember that one?
no.
Well.
I think Reagan's a pretty easy impression to do. Can you do that one?
Who? Ronald Reagan?
Yeah.
That's what we were just doing. Well, I don't know. Well,
What a devilishly
what about
handsome
the
man,
guy
you
that
know?
goes, "I am not a crook."
Nixon was such a based president. Such a based president. You guys should take a look at what he said in the White House with Billy Graham. Anyway,
Superstar Billy Graham, the wrestler?
no, the preacher Billy Graham, like the televangelist.
I like the wrestler. Too sweet to be sour, the man with the power, the man of the hour,
No, never
ladies'
heard of
pet, men's regret,
him.
who lifts barbell plates,
No, never heard of him.
eats T-bone steaks, sweeter than a German chocolate cake.
Kind of sounds like you're describing myself.
No.
Yeah, yeah. But I'll give this guy some kind words because I don't. We're not getting them from anywhere else. So
Do you have any
Carter,
front shots?
okay.
There'd be loose skin in the midsection. For sure.
Are you happy?
I think he does.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
So take back
he
everything you
does.
said
Okay.
and give this
I
guy
take everything back. I
give this
say.
guy some
I take
props.
everything. Absolutely. I take everything back.
And I know he's trying to be funny. He put that last, right? To make it threw me off because I didn't read I wasn't paying attention to the 2024. I thought this was the actual progression of things. So initially it was hilarious, but I had to add this to the show from the Project Bodybuilding show from the bottom of our hearts, including Marks Max Muscle and his tiny, decrepit black heart because he can't seem to muster
Well,
up
no,
any words
I
of
was that
encouragement.
amazed. I was that amazed by this transformation, but that I didn't believe to be true.
You're saying it's
It's
so
like
good.
it's like if you're natural and somebody, no, I don't believe that you're natural. I'd be like, that's awesome.
Right. So you're saying this guy's
No,
transformation is so unbelievable that you quite literally didn't believe it?
that's exactly true.
All right. Well, Carter.R Fitness,
You put that in writing.
Carter.R Fitness, if you're watching this, and I'll send it to you, make sure you send us a clip saying thank you. And we will return even more positive words of encouragement. And everyone actually, we'll try to make this a segment, not with Mark's Back's Muscle always, but just with myself. I'd like to see more of your guys' physiques, because I know I make fun of you guys a lot and I hate my own audience, but I feel like I need to be more justified. So please send in your physiques and I'll rate them. I'll rate them and I'll be brutally honest. And
What
Mark's
did you
Back's Muscle, we know he's a tough nut to crack when it comes to positive and encouraging words. So,
What did you give my physique?
oh, you're guest posing? I didn't watch part 2.
You didn't watch the finals?
No.
I posted it on Instagram.
Let's do it. Here we go. Oh yeah, it's not.
Careful, there's music.
I don't play the music. Although, is it like to the music? Like, did you particularly pick out the music to go with the routine?
It was playing and I was moving to it, I guess.
Oh, okay. Well,
You can't play it. You'll get copyright striked.
the second coming of Andrew Jacked, calves like Dorian, quad sweep of Big Ramy, low lats like Kai, the torso of Sean Ray, arms of Phil Heath, Mark's max muscle. Mark has max amount of muscle.
You gotta just ignore those ones.
These are high praises.
If you can ignore those ones, you can ignore the "Do you even lift, bros?" You gotta find
Well,
a
I'm usually one of them. I'm leaving comments like that.
Cav. So, huh?
Right, right.
For a
Those
little guy. For a little guy. Woo!
and you followed your own rules. You got the backdrop, you got the trunks.
I even put a gray towel down to make it look good.
Right.
Now I'm old. You remember that?
40, I forget what you said earlier, 44 or 43?
43. 43. But I've had 44 birthdays.
Well, right.
I've been in better condition, but I didn't want to get too stringy.
Well, it's a guest posing. And you made the intention on your Instagram clear that you were trying to add size for this. I don't know if it's for this, but you were trying to add size right now.
Well, I just wasn't going to diet as hard and as long.
Mm.
Because as a natural, you realize that you're only going to cut into your muscle and you can only be so big unless you're huge to
talking
begin
to me.
with.
Like that one guy we saw with the spare tire.
Well, a lot of big guys, if they have the genetics to put on that much fat, they have the genetics to probably put on muscle as well.
Right.
Extreme features.
Sure. An endomorph.
Your ratings are going way down.
Yeah. If by down you mean up, because no one's quite seen something like this.
I do have shiny hair under this light, I will say.
Yeah.
And it didn't even do anything special. It just looks shiny.
Your natural glow. Is that a hoo-ha?
That is, I even said it under my breath. I don't like this side tricep. I don't know why I hit it like this.
The Dorian-esque execution.
Don't know why I hit it like that. And yes.
Oh, this is not a real ab. Okay.
Abs are a little soft and smooth. But at least I'm putting it out there. I got the cojones.
Right.
And it didn't have time to post the most muscular. It must only record for 2 minutes or something.
Oh, the video's looping now.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Didn't even hit the most muscular.
Wow. Well, you wouldn't be making it into my competition, that's for sure.
Well, I posted it on my guest posing on the YouTube.
Oh, okay.
It shows the whole thing. And I bash myself the whole time because I'm very hard on myself.
Okay. Anyway, let's turn into some real let's turn to some real bodybuilding news now.
How do you think I feel when I look at my physique and then I look at these guys?
Um uh
Small, frail, and natural.
No, there's but who's going to live longer?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the truth. To me, it doesn't really matter. To me,
The
it
death
doesn't really
spot.
matter. If I was the largest, if I won Mr. Olympia, but I guess I don't really have a desire to be Mr. Olympia. But if let's say something I really did care about, let's say if I got to 100K subscribers, right, and I could just revel in that for 3 to 5 years, but I had to die on the 5 years and 1 day mark, I'd take it. I'd
No way.
take it in a heartbeat.
No way.
Yes way.
Yeah, but a Mr. Olympia can argue with you and say his memory will live longer than yours.
What do
And
you mean?
eventually, well, after you're dead, Mr. Ronnie
Oh,
Coleman's dead,
it's not
people are
about
going to still talk about Ronnie Coleman.
yeah, and they won't talk about some YouTuber that has 100K
They're not going to talk
subscribers.
about Dylan. Well, they might talk about Dylan if you go up inside of
No, I get
start
what you're
picking
saying. I get what
people
you're
off,
saying.
and
But
you
I'm
could go
saying
totally nuts.
it's what
Son of
I
Sam,
want. It's
son
what
of
I
Dylan.
want.
Do you want to start picking people off from a clock tower?
Sure. Now, that's a joke, ladies and gentlemen. For legal purposes, that's a joke. Anyway, we had the Romania Pro this weekend in Bucharest, and Rafael Brandao robbed Keem Williams of the title. Can you believe this?
Ooh.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Actually, I don't know. Well, I haven't made my analysis video yet, but I do want to get into it. I don't know what you thought, but Rafael Brandao did win the show. Do we have? Okay, this is just one photo. Okay, here's a. This is not the top five, but it's the top four. In first was Rafael Brandao here. Second, Akeem. Third, Amir. And getting fourth was the other Brazilian guy. A lot of hype going into the show. A lot of hype since 2023. And fourth was Horse MD. So let's start from the bottom up of that top four. Those are the big names that we were all talking about. I want to start with let's start with Horse first.
Because he was fourth, of course.
Right. But it's a negative one, I gotta be honest. Was he better than last year?
His legs do look better.
Okay, he had insane legs to begin with.
I know.
And
Is
like
his back
honestly,
double better? I think his back double is
I
better.
definitely do want to see that because
Here we go.
no, he has to hit this lat spread first. Hate
Which is
how he
not
does
bad.
this.
I hate how he does it too, but I guess that's what we're gonna get.
Imagine being a pro, showing up to a pro stage, and like just kind of like, oh man, should have worked on mobility and things like this, which is part of it. And you show up with a trap spread, which is an interesting verbiage there instead of a lat spread because he's more concentrated on spreading the trapezius muscle than he is the actual latissimus dorsi. And it's like the thumbs aren't placed properly. He probably can't do it and spread what he wants to at the same time.
How could that be?
What do you mean?
How could he not be able to do it with proper?
Something wrist shoulder rotation, like it's hard. Like
Doesn't this bother you?
oh no, it does. What I'm saying is like pump up your front delts, like hit some presses, hit some front raises, right? And then try to hit a rear lat spread. It's hard. So imagine that times 10 because these guys are also pumped up, but also they just don't have the mobility. So they kind of are cramped into this window where they can only do so much. And then and even though it doesn't seem like a big difference to put your hands like this than to like with your thumbs hook them into your waist, it is a big difference, and I guarantee he can't do it. Not as well as he could here with spreading the width.
Somebody should teach him. He's a horse. Maybe he has hooves. I don't know.
It's
Maybe those are hands painted on.
not to be
Maybe it's a
racist.
hoof.
Not to be racist, but it's always the Brazilians. Like they just they cannot. Ramon Dino, Raphael's not exactly the best either, but we'll talk about him later. Horse MD, it's just like
You know why? It's because
Because
it's new to their culture. Bodybuilding's new to Brazil. The first
sure,
Brazilian bodybuilder was like a 212 guy, that Eduardo Correa or
I know
something.
you're talking about. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, before that. So we grew up doing the hitting a couple of shots. It's all new to them. And they have such a dancey quality. They're trying to dance while they're posing.
I don't know how country can be so cooked when it comes to posing still. That just doesn't make sense to me.
Raphael's good. Decent.
Decent.
He's decent.
Decent. But the
Yeah,
thing is,
he
he
does
gets
this thing with
emotional.
his feet. You notice that?
He gets emotional, he gets shifty. That's what he does.
Yeah, but he does this little tippy toe as he strikes his pose every time. You'll see it. Even the front lat spread, front
I know
double.
I know what you're talking about. Anyway, let's get this front double. This rear double, because I definitely want to see
All right,
this.
here's the money shot. Oh, he's not
Never
going to do it.
mind. I should have known. He didn't hit it the last time either.
When bodybuilders should realize when they're hiding away from poses, makes us zoom in on them extra hard when we see them. Don't hide away from your poses.
Okay, I am going to say this. After watching this, this was worse than last year.
He can't pose.
I would say you're right about the legs, but like the waist is wider, the delts are way off disproportionately. There's a little bit of gyno. The back can't be that much better. It's like
He's better than the Arnold.
okay, but the Arnold, yeah, let's take a look at his competition history
I
here.
think. I think.
Here is no, because the Arnold was just so watery. That one was so bad. I'm trying to find 2023 Romania Pro.
Right there, you just passed it, didn't you? He's just not as good as he's hyped up to be.
That's unfortunately what
All,
it is.
all there is to it.
And that's unfortunate to see because you remember when he was an amateur and people were taking that 2022 version or whatever it was, and that's when he wanted to go to Classic, and they were like, I think you even did the
He looked
comparison.
awesome. Yeah, he looked awesome. Him and
And
Bumstead.
I was so excited. And then he couldn't make weight once and was like, well, I'm packing it in and we're going to open. It's like I would have liked to see
Not a good
Classic
transition.
Pro.
First thing I noticed when he moved open was his midsection was thick. Is that it?
This is
All right.
okay.
Is that last year? You sure?
This is last year. This is last year.
Yeah, his legs aren't better. His legs aren't better now.
And you're right, he
Yeah.
does have a thick waist. Like,
Yeah.
and I think it was kind of always thick, but like now you can't hide it. Like even with the vacuum, he just looks very rectangular. And he was calling Wesley Vissers a fridge or a rectangle. He said Wesley was a rectangle. I think maybe after Ramon lost to him at the Arnold, because all the Brazilians have a tight knit over there. So I think it was around that time. I definitely could be wrong though, but at some point, Horse called Wesley rectangular, and it's like, is this
Never heard that.
much better?
I never heard that.
Yeah, people in the comments were saying that, and I feel like I vaguely remember that too. But I do think it was after the Arnold because Ramon lost narrowly. But even the posing was better back here.
Yeah, he's more calm. Isn't Good Vito in Brazil now? I know he's not from Brazil. It's like Ukraine or something.
Yes.
And it's funny
you're right.
because he's not a great poser either. Is that why he went there?
Yes, it
'Cause
attracts
he
them.
can't pose?
Yes, that's what it is. That's what it
Like,
is.
seriously, he poses like a Brazilian bodybuilder. Oh, we're gonna get so much hate from Brazilians.
Hey, it is what it is.
Love you guys. Love you guys from Canada. We're all polite, eh?
Well, you guys know my favorite classic physique competitor is Ramon Dino. I think he's going to win the Olympia next year.
I like
But
him. He disappoints me.
opposing is a big part of my personal disappointment because it's like you look so good because your physique carries you even with this ass backwards posing. But it's like, imagine what it could look like if you did pose properly. It would be amazing.
There was a couple of guys in my little competition that actually had good physiques and they really had no idea how to pose.
Right.
I was like, somebody should teach this guy how to pose. He'd be good.
And look, Horse has good shots too. Like here, Samson's
He
not
looked good there.
He's not fully in
Yeah.
the shot, but Horse is a
Still.
big dude. He's
Still.
like 6 foot. He weighs upper 200s. Like I want to say,
He's got some goodies. He's got some goodies. I'll tell you that.
absolutely. The taper,
Look
you
at
can
the picture above there. Go above there. Look at me
Above.
trying to move it. Go up there. There's a picture right there. Look at that. Huh?
Right. Right.
If he could get that midsection back.
And then at the Arnold. Let's see. Are there any? Yeah, he's not posting any pictures of the Arnold. Here's
Why would he? There's one. It
yeah,
looks
and like
smooth and soft and small.
this is a screenshot from the YouTube video, right? And like Hottie's not even fully flexing, like he's infinitely harder and drier than Horse. Horse was a water buffalo at the Arnold, like disappointingly so. I had him, I didn't have him like fifth in my, I didn't have him like third in my predictions. I feel like I had him around fifth maybe, but I had
I had
him,
him up there.
I had him high up, and then like
I
he
did too.
was second to last or close to it.
I had my predictions way off, like I always do.
I can't. I'd have to go back and look, but Horse ended up like
Second to last.
I think so.
Pretty sure.
I'm
pretty
pretty
sure.
sure as well.
You got to look at that amble, whatever they call it. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Amble. I'll find it right now.
I'll beat you to it.
Marcelo D'Angelis. Baby, please.
Dang it, I clicked on the wrong one.
Well, you're trying to find it before I do?
He was ninth. He was second to last. Ha!
Yeah, but I didn't even need to check then. I'm gonna
Yeah,
check
I
anyway.
probably had him. I feel like I had him in fourth. Given the rest of the list, I feel like I had him in fourth, probably. Something around there.
He
I
beat
probably
Mo. He beat Mo.
And that's not exactly, something to write home about when you're like, especially because you're like the most hyped up guy. It's like no disrespect to Mo, but it's just like Horse and D was like we had two great new pros at the end of the 2020 at the beginning of the 2023 season with Romania and Prague. We had Nexila, obviously, and then Horse MD. And now it's like,
And there was Good Vito too, another guy. And he did the best out of all of them.
I'm interested to see Carlos Thomas Jr. get back on the horse. 'Cause,
Carlos Thomas. Yeah, there's another
Yeah.
one. Little
Yeah.
too watery.
No back. All these guys have something in common besides Nexila. No back. And it's just because, it takes time.
Martin's
It's a
got
maturity
back.
thing. That's
I
what
watched
makes
the
him so
video.
good at such a young age. It's
I
the
watched the video I
graininess.
made like 2 years ago.
Right.
And I said bodybuilders to watch out for. And Martin was on it. And I was happy about that because he's good now. But it was right after he placed low at the Legion.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, everybody's going to count him out. But I said, I think he's going to be Olympia champion someday. But then I also said Hassan Mustafa is going to be.
Ooh. I made
And there was another
video.
really bad one. What's that?
I made a video similar to that, and it was for this year's season. And Quentin was on there,
Okay.
Good Vito was on there. Above everyone else, I
was
had
on this old one.
yeah, but I had Martin at first in mind. I was like, you watch this year, it's gonna be crazy. I put Horse on that list too, and it's like a tale of two bodybuilders here. It's like okay, you've seen both now. Which was better, 2023 Romania or this year's Romania?
Last year.
Yeah. And this is not the direction you want to be going your second year in the pro league. Like, it's one thing if he's 40 years old. But this is
How old is he? How old is he? Hey, 43 is your second prime.
I doubt I'll be able to find it. Says 94.
30.
Yeah, I was gonna guess 30, but we'll say
Born in 94.
yeah, that's crazy. But so the thing is, it's his second year in the pro league, and he's already like he's not like regressing. It's not like he lost any body parts, but he was noticeably worse. So the question now becomes, is this his fate? Like, I hate to judge him based on two shows, but I have a pretty bad feeling, honestly.
You're judging him on a few years, though. This is how long he's been.
He was better as an
bodybuilding.
amateur in a lot of
He hasn't
regards.
produced. It's like you got to produce.
I mean,
I like what Krizo was doing. Krizo was doing good until he kind of fell off the rails there the last competition, but I think that was due to his. But this guy here hasn't done nothing. You're not going to
And
do nothing next really either, sitting at home
yeah,
or in a gym.
we'll get to that. But I gotta be honest, I nobody was saying Horse MD is like a Mr. Olympia, but I think that ship wasn't even in the
It
wheelhouse
was
yet.
a. It was a. I was. It was an. I'm excited to see how he's going to do situation
I was pleased
against
last
the
year.
guys. Why wouldn't you? You beat Nathan Diasha. That's how you
Yeah,
start. You beat a
yeah.
guy like Nathan Diasha.
And
Oh, Beirut Tabani was in that video I made.
he compared very well to Samson and Beirut in a lot of shots. Obviously
Certain shots,
he's obviously very amateurish when it comes to the back and things. But it's like, okay, you have a full year. You took off months, in between your last show, which was the Arnold in this show, and like the pics aren't out yet, but I've seen a couple of them floating around. His back was, let's see, his back was Horse MD's back.
There's some right there. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
it's somehow still better than Akeem's, but
Well, I mean, his lower half's fantastic too.
okay, hold
He's
on
not
here.
dry, but he's got some striations there.
Yeah, that's why I think the overall pose is definitely better than Akeem's, let alone the back, but like it's still like one of the worst backs I've ever seen.
Amir was peeled.
He always is. Not not
So
that
peeled.
not that that discredits it. Okay, here we go.
Look at that condition, man. Look at that. That is exposing.
And the back is
This is
so
hard,
weird. Like we can tell that
hard to watch.
he doesn't connect with his back. It's pretty obvious. Like, if he can't pull it together and pull it out during posing, he's not doing it during training either. And that's why his back sucks. Like it's the problems are so obvious. He can't. Okay, for example, Amir can tense these lower lats, and we see he can tense all these little areas and all of them at the same time. Horse is only really tensing through the rear delts, kind of, and
I
maybe a
know.
little in the traps. And it's like, that's
The
it.
lats, the lats just go dead.
Exactly. There's no pop to him. He's not even trying. I would guarantee if you got out your pointer, they would be a little softer than they should be. Not because it's necessarily fat, but because it's relaxed muscle. You know what I'm
Where
talking
my
about?
pointer went? Over here somewhere. Oh yeah. Nothing.
Yeah. And then Amir, on the other hand, absolutely shredded. And is his back like phenomenal? I mean, it's no Ronnie Coleman, Dorian Yates, but like the conditioning edge alone and all the separation in the posing, like honestly, I see why, even though Amir is probably smaller, less muscular than Horse, this pose alone, dare I say, it kind of decides the whole thing for me.
This is the biggest. Like if Horse is beating him in the front double, it's not by this margin.
Yeah, like Horse, does he? We'll watch the rest of the video, but the reason Amir plays third, we can kind of talk about Amir now. But you're right. Amir didn't lose a shot as much as Horse won that rear double. It's like impossible to.
He's good and wide in that rear lat, but you just can't see no detail. Definitely a better shot.
And look at the thickness of the waist and the side tricep here.
Yeah,
Like
that he's got some obliques.
he
He's got
just
the
has a,
genetics to have a great ab setup, I think.
and then just letting it go, very amateurish,
He let her go there.
And he does have phenomenal abs. He always and like that's not even.
He's just too full. He's eating too much.
Here's another good example. He's flexing the traps and the delts and the arms, not even paying any attention to the chest. How do I know? Because there's nothing going on. You touch that with your pointer, again, he's not soft through the upper body as far as the front is concerned.
Oh,
It's
that was
just-
his delt. That was his delt.
Right.
There. Nothing on the chest.
It's just unrelaxed muscle. It's just relaxed muscle, excuse me, unflexed muscle.
Kai Green used to do that. You remember that? He'd flex and his chest looked like old man boobs.
Right.
You allowed to say that on YouTube?
Boobs?
Well, you can say man boobs, I think.
I think you can say boobs,
All
regardless of
right.
gender. But yeah, I was hoping for Horse to come in and, you know, do something in the rear double.
Nothing.
It's
Not after the Arnold. After the Arnold, I gave up. And I gave up on Nexzilla too.
okay. We'll get to that. We'll get to Nexzilla when we talk about Prague. But like
Mm-mm.
the
Don't even get to him.
but so what do you think Horse's trajectory is like? What do you think the future really holds here?
I think he needs to stop looking at his quads all the time. He's showing his quads, flashing his quads. Start flashing your back so you have to train it. Start showing your back shots and your feeds and stuff like that. Like Arnold used to have small calves, right?
And he
So how
cut
did he get big calves?
yeah,
He cut all of his pants off so
yep.
people would have to see them.
More capris.
You see Horse MD, what's he showing? He's showing his quads.
Always the
It's like, okay,
quads.
yeah, they're great. They're great. But let's see the back.
Hey, we got a back update this time, this prep. Hold on.
Did we? Is it a rear lat? Oh, there's something. Yeah. Angle. He's probably flexed for an hour.
I'm not even
doing
impressed with this. This is abysmal. Anyway, here we have even the quads in like this photo shoot, like there's a big imbalance here, and it's like I don't even like the more I look, the more I'm not really I'm impressed with the size and all that, but it's like something
There should be like a group of bodybuilders that you have to put like backstage that just didn't live up to their potential. Like Blessing, over here, get over here. Horse, come on, get over here.
Yeah.
You know, Kuklo, get over here. You know,
Whoa. We're a Kuklo favored channel here.
yeah, but he didn't do nothing.
Uh uh 6th at the Mr. Olympia in 2019.
Yeah, and where did he go from that? His trajectory should have been like Diasha, same thing. His trajectory after 2018, he got 8th or 7th or something like that. He should have been up,
Right.
but
Okay.
down.
Let me ask you this.
Look at,
We're
look at Curry.
we're technically part of the 2025 season now. Like the season is kicked off.
Yes.
Does Horse qualify for the Olympia this year?
No.
Even if he tries multiple shows?
No. He is exactly like Blessing was the other year, where it's like he was winning shows, and maybe he could have a couple years back.
Okay, winning
Last year.
shows.
Well,
Winning shows.
Blessing won shows.
He won the Indy Pro, which was his hardest one to win because Charles was on that year.
And he won New York right after that.
New York was very weak that year. I think his top
No, I
competition
know,
was
but he
Theo.
won. He still won shows. He came in looking like crap the year after. Remember Chicago or something like that?
Right.
Sucked.
So I don't even know. Yeah,
Just
I
looking
just
at him, I'm like, I don't even care if he competes.
I got to be
Killing it.
honest. After the last two showings, I kind of agree with you. Like, he just needs time off at the very least. We'll see what he can cook up, but he's gotta get in the kitchen first.
He's gotta stop. It's almost like Quint Beastwood there, showing all the front doubles. It's like, I've seen enough front doubles.
I'm fine
Start
with
showing
Quinn's
your back.
back.
He did improve it, but
Let's see.
needs to be better.
Hey, what do you think about this posing routine?
Not much.
Oh yeah. It's just the same one from last year.
To me, it looks like nowadays bodybuilder trying to do their impression of Sean Ray,
Exactly. That's what they all do, kind
not
of.
posing like when Samson poses. Huh? No,
Yeah. He and you get a new routine every single time.
except the Arnold UK and the Arnold Classic. I think he did the same. Little bit different. Antoine did the same one.
Well, Antoine's was so good, I would be fine with seeing it again.
It's better at the Arnold, Ohio.
I went back and watched that the other day before I worked out, actually.
His routine?
Yes.
Ohio or
Ohio,
UK?
yeah, Ohio.
It was better. It was more crisp.
I would play it here just because we're talking about it, but it has to be played to the music, and I can't show the
Yeah.
music.
Come on, get to the chopper.
It's a
He did
couple
that.
things. I think there was a Lord of the Rings track in there because it was Conan at the start, and then like I think Lord of the Rings at the end.
And then pumping iron. Wow, wow, wow,
Right,
wow,
right.
wow, 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 pumping up. A pumping up. Yeah.
Okay, what was
And
that?
so on and so forth.
Not talking about. Okay, yeah, I'm done
Were
with
you
that.
talking about his gut when he did that most
Yeah,
muscular?
we can move on. Like you said,
Yeah,
I
leave
I'm in
Boris alone.
I'm in full agreement.
Trump, Donald Trump. President.
Anyway, let's see what
Elect.
we got here.
Best president ever. Trump.
George Washington exists.
Yeah, yeah, but you don't know. Records are spotty at best. Might have been 7 or 8 guys pretending they were him.
Okay, so
How long after was Abe Lincoln after George Washington?
not that long, like 80 years,
you
70
are some
years.
you are some precise. It was 87 years, wasn't it? Because he says 4 score and 7 years ago.
But I think he was referring to 1776 in
Well,
that.
when they become a country, they would have had to have a president right then and there, right?
No, no,
What?
we didn't
Oh,
have, we kind of had a president, but it wasn't like president of America. He wasn't under, over the Constitution, which really was the founding of America as we know it today. Like, was America a country after 1776? I mean, like, it depends. Like, it's semantics. Like, okay, well, we were still fighting for our independence. Can you really be called a country if you're still pursuing that war? That's the moment where they're like, okay, we are a country now to us, but it's like the rest of the world doesn't see us that way. You know what I'm saying? Because we're still
I
fighting
think
for that
where I'm right now,
independence.
we were nothing back then.
You guys are a
Canada
bunch of
was just
French Native
Quebec and Ontario.
Americans,
It was Upper and Lower Canada, they called it, and
but
everything else was just whatever.
we technically had a president before George
I
Washington
know,
under the
I know,
Articles. Yeah, okay.
I know. I read that somewhere and
I couldn't
read.
tell you who it was. I couldn't
No,
put
I
it,
don't know who it was either.
but
But Washington was the first one they voted on. I'm pretty sure.
the people, yeah, because I think the Congress at the time, I don't know if there's another term for it, just voted this guy in for like what I think would basically just be a wartime president at that point. Actually, I think he served after a little bit of the war, the Revolutionary War, while they were setting it up. I don't know. This really just shows the American education system at work.
Washington was in the wars. He was a military guy.
Not a wartime president.
No, but after he retired from doing like war crap, that's when he got into politics or whatever. That's what I
Right.
assume.
We haven't had a military president in a long time, or a vice president. The
Didn't
last time
didn't what's his name there? The first Bush. He used to be
he
an
did,
army man, jumped in
he
airplanes
he
and
was in
stuff.
the Navy, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Maybe Air Force, but I
Bah.
think Navy. Yeah, that's the last president we've had. I don't think George W. Bush, George Bush Jr. did. Which I mean, what a disaster that was.
Should
Anyway,
have should have put
any-
Jeb in there.
yeah, totally.
Jebediah Springfield.
Oh, I haven't heard of him.
Hmm.
The founder of Springfield and The Simpsons, Jebediah Springfield.
Yeah.
Okay,
He actually got into a fight with George Washington
I believe
because
it.
he was a pirate. He was actually a pirate living under a different name.
All right, all right. I didn't watch your analysis videos of this, so you'll have to fill me in. Who did you have winning post prejudging pre-finals?
I said they're gonna give it to Brandao, but I think that Amir could probably win it due to condition.
Okay.
I'm telling you where, and I even said in the video, I said I'm not gonna say what I think you guys or what I know is gonna happen because Brandao's gonna win. I'm gonna tell you what I think.
Right.
And I think Amir is the most conditioned guy. But Brandao's a name, Akim's a name, and they're doing enough to beat Amir in other shots that, yeah, they'll give it to him. They're not going to give it to Amir.
Okay. Who would
I
you
find
who would you have winning? Who did you have winning I guess in your comparison, like your own personal thoughts? Take Amir out of the equation, Raphael or Akeem.
hard to give it to Akim with them back shots, isn't it?
You know,
I didn't see close enough shots of their back
yeah, we're still waiting on those.
condition. If I could see the condition, because that's the only way Akim's going to win. Because yes, he's huge, but Brandao's got a beautiful physique too, and he's hitting his shots even in the side. Say they're 1-for-1 on the front. And you could even say 1-for-1 on the side because Brandao's side triceps is a thing of beauty.
Yeah, but it's not a
Yeah.
decisive win against Akeem.
No, but I say they're tie heading into the back. I think they're tie from the front and the side point of view.
And then that is just look,
The
you
back's a
know,
blowout.
I've talked about Akeem's back in front of you. I've said I have a better back. And that's the truth of it. Okay.
I don't know. We haven't seen any.
That's true. That's
At
true.
least Jake Ultimate Fitness posted some physique pictures.
That's true. Well, okay.
Even Sarch does some posing there in the gym.
Well, there's no reason to see my physique. Nothing to speak of. Anyway, Akeem's back is pretty bad. It's kind of confined to the rear double, though. He at least has something in the rear lat spread. So I get it. It is one pose, but to me, there is a massive, I don't want to say size advantage, but thickness advantage for Akeem. Did you get that impression? Like,
Over a Raphael?
yeah.
Raphael's no small potatoes. All right, from
Okay.
the side, yeah.
But just look, it's just a different type of
Yeah.
thickness, you
Yeah,
know?
see? Yeah, I think Akeem does have him beat from the side. Let's see
And the
this
front
abs and
double,
thigh.
yeah, the abs and thighs, it's Akeem just doesn't have the midsection he used to, but
Raphael's midsection looks good here. Yeah,
yeah.
he did that little thing. See that? This little tippy toe that he does? Why, Brandao? Dennis James got on to him about that, eh? Quit doing that, he says. Yeah,
Yeah, don't
Akeem
listen.
has some dense raw meat.
It's density. It is density. Okay, there are some pictures up here. We can go through the shots as they are. Romania hasn't NPC News
Yeah,
Online
these
hasn't
angles
posted them.
good.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I think there were better ones when they were all four together. That's not even that good either.
But the thing is, Brandao always beats Akeem. Beat him in the Ohio. He beat him at the Olympia, and they're always fairly close. So why wouldn't he beat him again? No, I'm saying
Because it's not right. It's not right.
Is it right to have a back double like that? Whose back double is better, Akeem's or Horse MD's?
Horse MDs.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Take the
There's
lower body
nothing.
into account as well.
At least Akeem flexes his. Hey,
Here we
Akeem's
go.
lower half is good, except for the calves.
Here we go. Look at the thickness of Akeem.
He is a big dude.
I'm
isn't
giving
he?
that one to Akeem. I'll tell you what.
Yeah. I was giving that one to Akeem anyway. It's the front lat that's going to
Raphael, yeah. Raphael's very
Akeem
solid.
friggin' wide though.
Right. It's
Pardon
not
the
exactly
language.
runaway. I'd still give it to Raphael though.
This is angling favoring Akeem.
Brandao. No.
No,
You could okay, yeah. Akeem's closer, but you can see more of Brandao.
Akeem's still ripping him a new one in the
Oh,
side.
please. Okay, now this is what we've all
You
been
don't think
waiting
Akeem
for.
was winning that side shot?
I would give it to him.
Yeah,
Now this is what we want to see.
it's a blowout.
It is. It is. Even though Brandao's back isn't stellar, it's his weakest link.
It's not bad.
Not anymore. It's still fairly mediocre.
Oh, look at that. Looks like it hurts. He pulls it off in the rear lat.
Yeah, it's something, you know.
Akeem will beat guys that are like Quint Beastwood, but they're not going to beat the better ones. You
Yeah.
know, Justin Rodriguez beat Horse MD.
You're right. He did. He
Is
did.
that kind of an embarrassment if you're a top pro?
Well, Justin has a really good back,
Oh, I like Justin.
and Horse doesn't.
But if you're this top guy being talked about, like your Derek
It's gotta
Lunsfords and all
hurt.
these guys, if you're losing to Justin Rodriguez, like when Dexter Jackson, they were getting him out of there. It was at the Olympia. They could have put him below Justin.
Probably.
They probably should have,
Should've.
but they didn't. No. Put him above Justin.
I gotta be honest. I would, if I were a judge on that panel, I probably would have cast my vote for Akeem. I get Brandao. Like the argument is there. Like we have a guy that has at least something in 8 out of 8 poses, right? But Akeem is better in more poses, but he is bombing. But he only is basically operating with 7 out of 8 poses. So I get it. I get it. But I think the other poses make up for it. I'm fine with Brandao winning though.
It's a door open. When he has that back double that looks like that, that has a door left open. Like
Yeah.
Dorian Yates in his torn bicep. You can tell me always winning on condition all day long. Like, well, if you're focused on that, it's a missing body part. Calves. He's weak on the calves.
Yeah.
Brandao's not huge on the calves either, though.
Yeah, but he really stepped up his lower body condition, like overall condition really here. And the judges always like to see improvements. Tarek El-Gindi was head judge here. One of the
I like Derek.
Yeah, we know. We know.
You like Tiger Gillies.
Giles.
Don't they call him Tiger Giles? What's his
Uh
name? Calls him Tiger all the time, doesn't he?
it's Giles Tiger Thomas. Show some respect.
Hey, I'm a Ron Harris guy. You know that.
Yeah, you know what? We'll get him on. We'll get him
You
on
know,
again.
you know what it is about Giles?
His
I like
accent.
him. No, I love. Hey. He always says in his videos, and you'll hear it next time. I'm telling you, half the time he talks, it's
Maybe we can get him on the podcast.
No, don't show him this scene.
Oh no, we'll show him because he did commentary for this show. He's going to do commentary for Prague. I'll invite him on and we'll see if we can swing it. He hasn't been on in a real long time, but I'd like to see what he thought because he's up close and personal with these guys, you know. So
Don't mention the
oh, I will mention it. We'll see what he has to say about this.
Wish I hadn't said anything at all. I do like him. Like, good, still good. I like Ron. I'm a Ron man. You're a Tiger man.
So I don't know if I got a concrete answer out of you. Who would Marx Max Muscle have winning here?
Let me see this condition.
Well, you don't need to see that. It's like,
Well, that's going to be the decider. Now, let me see Akeem's back in the same light, if that's possible. I know that might be asking a little bit much.
oh, is there a photo in here?
Yeah,
No, there isn't. Let's see here. Okay.
Oh, there we are. Looks like a good Akeem, I can tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. He's been more hit than miss this year.
Yeah, lately.
Except on those 2-day shows where he usually kind of misses the first night, but then brings it the last.
Yeah, he says.
Okay, here we go.
Here's the question. Condition. Who would I give it to?
Yes.
Who would Marx Max Muscle?
Yes.
Oh, look at that back.
Oh, please.
We'll give it to who did you pick? Akeem?
Yeah,
I don't want to agree with you, but
do it.
he did maybe do enough to deserve to win, I guess. But
Now
I
let's look.
thought that Brandao might not have deserved to win the Arnold Brazil last year also.
I disagreed with that one. No,
I
I disagree
know, I
with
know,
you. I disagree with you. I had Raphael winning that show.
I know. But you think this is different because he is bigger, whereas Tony was smaller,
Yeah,
and size does matter.
it sure does. I can't think of anything more important.
But then he doesn't have a back, and Tonio had a back.
Right.
But he's big.
I
It's a dilly of
always
a pickle. It's
it
a dilly
is.
of a pickle.
It is. I always admire a complete physique first, but I don't know. Like Akeem just has.
Yeah, Akeem is beating him from the side. Remember
Right.
how it was some sing that Brandao was getting at least one of those side shots? No, no.
Let's see here. And then like it's just the thickness. I don't like that front double. I think it goes to to Akeem. It's like if he's winning a shot like that, and then the two other side shots, probably the most muscular. That's four right there. Throw in the rear double for effort.
Did NPC News Online release pictures yet of this
I'm
big
waiting.
I'll check. I'll see. I want to check before you do.
I don't see him.
No, they're not there yet.
Probably won't be till tomorrow. Then maybe not even. But anyway,
Ooh, I got 10,000 views on my Wesley Vissers video.
Wesley is good for views.
Oh, I think it was the rap that I did at the end.
That's exactly what did it. All right. Let's wrap up by talking about the hottest show of the year. It seems to be the EVLS Prague Pro.
Will you excuse me before you begin?
Absolutely. Anyway, talking about the Prague Pro, let's talk about the biggest elephant not in the room, right? Someone who is, last time I checked, still sponsored by this show. And I won't talk about him too long because I agree with you that he's a nothing burger of a bodybuilder at this point. Okay, but this is important. He is still sponsored by the show, meaning, and I think more shows should do this, where they kind of have a competitor that they sponsor that they want to show up and have as an occurring competitor. I think that's a great idea. You know, you have Andrew Jack. I don't think he's directly sponsored by the Texas Pro, but that's his show.
You should be.
Exactly. I do you like that idea? Like I think
love that idea.
right.
Like the
Crusoe,
Olympia is the Olympia champion. You have the Olympia champion.
Right. So, and I kind of like Crusoe is sponsored by Prague Pro. I kind of like it. It looks like it's like a video game. It's like this is the boss. This is the final boss. This is the guy you have to beat. This is the guy that we kind of keep in the dungeon before you get to the princess in the castle, right? So,
Gatekeeper.
exactly, gatekeeper. Okay, so but Nexzilla, sponsored by the show, he has decided to not do the show. And this is all but it's not confirmed directly from him, but take it to the bank. Everyone else reports on this. He's not doing the show. He's not doing the show. I don't think he has directly said it, but he is not doing the show. So before someone comes out and says, "Oh, he didn't say that," take it to the bank. He won't be there.
Who said
Now,
it officially?
his coach. Coach,
Oh.
have you seen Kinson's video? Kinson said he talked to his coach, and you'll never believe the reason Nexzilla doesn't want to compete here, because he wasn't able to get the visa, not to Prague. He can get to Prague because he may be doing a guest posting. He couldn't be with his coach for the prep. How many guys actually have the advantage of their coach being most of them? Not many.
He's just one of those guys that's not going to compete.
He's just one of those guys that needs their hand held as well, which is fine. You know, like I feel like Keon was that way for the longest time. Like he needed someone on top of some people just need someone on top of them all the time. That's if you recognize that and you realize you need a hands-on coach, cool. Great, more power to you. But I don't know. It's like you're telling me because he couldn't prep and go visit his coach every day that he couldn't prep at all, you know? Like that
He's
was
got
the
them.
that was the reason given to Kinson by Francisco Espin, his coach. Or yeah,
Did he
Francisco.
just post that video?
It's an older video. By older I mean a few days.
I haven't had time to watch any videos.
I think it was within the week. But yeah, this is directly from his coach. Like he won't be competing at Prague. So you think he's not going to compete? What do you mean? Like is he an Instagram bodybuilder?
Yeah, he just doesn't have the want. I think they get when they're not winning, they're not getting any rewards. Like Keon was getting low placings. He didn't have, he doesn't want to compete. You start getting placings like Martin Fitzwater's getting fourth at the Olympia, lights a fire under you. And I think that bad placing he got at the Dubai really made him stale, just stale. Look, he's got time to go lift them big golden weights.
To me, I would have looked at that and said, "Man, I didn't even look that good at Dubai." But here I am on the doorstep of winning the entire show. Like all I have to do is show up because no one else sees anything like me. To me, it's just like, man, I'll stay in condition a few more weeks and I'll do whatever show's next and I'll win it. Does
Doesn't want to
that
diet.
okay, but when 80% of the work is done and he doesn't have to be shredded. The thing is he doesn't like
Kind of does.
does he?
He's got a funny shape.
I think as long as he has details, like he doesn't need like, detail and conditioning are not exactly the same thing. They go hand in hand a lot of times, but it's not exactly you can have a guy that's shredded but doesn't have the separation and detail, someone like a Steve Kuklo who had
Ian.
Ian is a good example as well. But like he because he's such a freak, does he need to be Andreas Munzer type of conditioning? No.
You know who has the separation, but not really as grainy? Regan Grimes. He's
Yeah.
got pipes for hamstrings, but it's not crispy.
Right. Right.
Peel.
I'm just saying I don't think Nick Zilla doesn't need to be in the tip-top condition of anybody else because I think the judges are willing to award something like this. I really think so. Like just
Oh.
forget about bodybuilding. Think of the business. Like think of this guy on a poster. That's
I
why
think
he's sponsored by a show.
I think it's like a big Ramy situation where if he doesn't come in like that, they're not going to give him anything. They're not going to give him a good place. Ramy used to place low too. Even when we thought, well, he's big enough. You think it's like, man, well, the judges are that way.
Right. But I think the judges have shown that they are willing to award Nexzilla. Like, where did he place at Prague? Third?
Third.
Yeah,
I mean,
and he was like, okay, a lot of people thought he could
he was
beat
his best
Crizzo.
condition.
And even that, like, what does that even mean exactly? Like,
Well, it was a 2-day show, right? For him.
for him it was.
So and if you look at his first day pictures, he does not look nowhere near as good. So I think that forcing him to do the 2 days, I think that helped him. And I don't think he wants to do that.
Right.
It's like, well, do a fake prep. Like, what's his name used to do? Beef stew. He did like a fake prep.
Mock prep.
Mock prep.
Peak.
Do your thing.
What thing?
And then like go through your poses and pump up. Stu Beef even put the tan on.
Right.
Go through the motions, stand there all day, film yourself posing, and then the next day you'll be all even crispier.
Exactly. Yeah, that is certainly a strategy. Nexzilla isn't even at that point though. Like he still has work to do in the kitchen and the gym. And not even like the gym. I'm talking about the treadmill.
Treadmill.
The elliptical?
Cardio, you mean, for getting like more
Yeah.
conditioned?
Yeah.
Well, maybe he just likes to sit around and eat pizza.
I just don't think he's that detailed to begin with. Thicker skin type of guy, but
You know, pour on the pizza on top of that, and you're going to be even smoother. The size of the friggin' quads on this horse.
right.
See, it's not a pretty physique. It really ain't.
Sure. And I would say early Big Ramy was prettier.
Oh, he had the upper body and the lower half.
Let's see here. So, okay. Does he qualify for the Olympia this year? Same question as with
No.
Horse. No.
Absolutely not. No.
And is that because he gets beat, or is that because he doesn't even try?
Because he doesn't even compete.
How many times do you think we'll see him in the 2025 season?
0.
Really? Not even
0.
once.
No. I don't think he's going to compete. I think something's going to happen. He's going to supposedly be in a show, and he's going to pull out. And I'm not waiting around for him to compete because I think that's what's going to happen. It's like Nick Walker next year at the Olympia. Are you going to get excited about Nick Walker at the Olympia next year?
Now I got to hold my breath.
I'm not even going to put him on my prediction video.
Really? Okay, come on.
Well, I guess I have to.
Yeah.
But come on. And it seems to be the way the bodybuilders do it this like nowadays. Back in the day, why do you think guys like Kevin Laveroni didn't nail it every time? Because he wasn't on. You know, you're not going to be looking 100% every time, but you go and compete anyway.
So I was going to say I think he competes at least once, but it's like he doesn't even compete at his sponsor show. And
so do you think he's going to compete at like a Theo Laguerriere show or something like that?
a smaller show?
Smaller show to qualify?
He couldn't be bothered. He could have done that last year.
Where do you think he's going to compete?
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm with you now. I don't think he's going to.
Because he was supposed to do New York last year. He was supposed to do
Both Arnolds.
a bunch of them. I don't even want to get into it.
Look at this comment right here. He looks like Mr. Oliva from Baki. Do you know what that is?
I don't know what Baki is.
Baki is this anime, right? And it's like the show has characters based on like, and there's this character based on Sergio
I have
Oliva.
heard, yeah. I have heard that, yeah.
How interesting is it that this guy knows who Mr. Oliva is, but probably doesn't even know that he's based on a real life Mr. Oliva. Mr. Oliva.
He might know.
I doubt it.
He used to wrestle too, Sergio Oliva.
So I think we can stop there. You don't think he's competing at all. I would agree with you at this point. It's
Clarita,
what a shame. What a shame.
Yeah. You didn't mention Clarita. What do you think he's
doing?
Oh,
we're getting there. But what I want to talk to what I want to talk to in regards to all of this is the big hat hair, right? His hat hair. Chris Bumstead is competing at the 2024 EVLS Prague Pro. So I want to talk about everyone else in regards to him because he is the it factor here. Let's talk about Chris versus Horse MD because if I'm not mistaken, Horse is competing here, right? He is. He is.
He was supposed to last year too, though, and he didn't
make it. Let's say he does.
He was on the couch eating noodles.
Because, you know, these two were, I don't want to say they were never rivals because like he never made it to a pro physique stage, but there was talk of them, you know, going back and forth.
Yeah. I even did a video couple years back.
I remember watching it actually. And
so it is kind of cool to see them compete.
So who wins? Horse now? Chris Bumstead with a couple pounds thrown on.
You don't even need to say the couple pounds.
So
he's got no time to put on no pounds.
He'll be fuller. He's already fuller than he was at.
Fuller, yeah, but he's not going to be huge. He's not going to be much bigger. You got to watch your condition too,
Right. So,
right?
do you think he beats
No.
Horse?
Oh yeah, Horse doesn't beat that. He's too soft.
No one has put a comparison together yet. I'll have to do that one.
I did.
Did you?
It was a hard 10. We're talking hard 10.
Oh, yeah. I
Nobody
watched
give a
I watched the
Nobody
podcast I
cared.
wasn't invited to, where you were talking about where you talked about him you guys
I
talking
did
about
not invite you.
I didn't it wasn't your podcast.
All right, I'll have a podcast someday. You'll see.
I hope you do. But uh you're talking about YouTube analytics and your performance of the video and how it tells you this compared to your other videos at this point in time. Like you uploaded a video 6 hours ago last week, and that video was number 1 in the views for 6 hours. Now this one is like number 10 in terms of views 6 hours away. You know, it's like,
Yes.
so you did a, well, you'll have to, I don't know if you're going to run it back in time for the EVLS Prague Pro because like,
You can play it if you want. I don't care.
I don't want to open up my YouTube.
Oh,
but you're I would agree with you. It's just like the back is bad, the shape is bad. Horse MD is kind of looking like a Frankenstein bodybuilder, you know, kind of just all thrown together with no real rhyme or reason. Now that the shape doesn't tie it together, he's not complete. He's a little bottom heavy, I would say. It's like I think Chris places above him. Are you set on that? Do you think it's up for debate?
well, I mean, there's always debate when you never seen a guy compete against big boys before. But in my mind, those legs could be a lot bigger than Bumstead's, you know. But no, Bumstead's going to win. Bumstead will beat Trump.
Donald Trump. Anyway, okay. Next, Sean Clarita. That's a good one. I feel like I've seen this somewhere.
Now, will he look like he did at the Olympia? Because that version was not good.
Let's see. Did I see
Looked
this
like-
here?
Looked like he was 165 pounds. Is this superset, man?
No.
What do you say no like that for? Hello, superset maniacs.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Superset man is our savior.
That's the truth. Superset Man puts in work for the entire community, honestly.
Hey, what happened to his hand?
Yeah, it's a disappearing hand. He has disappearing what do you call
Chopped
it?
his hand off like they were going
Appendages.
to do with Robin Hood. Remember Robin Hood? They were going to chop his hand off.
I gotta be honest. I don't know if this one's a little harder to predict. Because like Sean beat Regan back at that Legion Sports Fest, whatever year that was. And to
Yes.
me, it's like Chris is like a little less muscular Regan, maybe a little sharper, but you know, he's not going to be as filled in. They may weigh close
Shame
to the
on
same.
Shame on Regan and that Sergio Oliva.
Sergio, yeah.
He should be put in that group. Didn't do nothing. Nothing.
Oh, you're talking about guys that were overhyped and never lived up to it.
They didn't do nothing.
You're right. You're right. I 100% agree on Sergio. Not my favorite guy at all. I gotta be honest though. I think I kind of lead towards. I don't know though. With the hype that Chris has, I in my brain, I want to lean towards Sean 60-40.
It's like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar versus Refrigerator Perry. I made that comparison. It's like they boxed. They made them two guys box. It's like it's hard to tell who's winning this one. They have
Right.
one guy's way bigger, one guy's kind of more muscular if he was the same height, but he ain't. Bumstead's got better shape there in the front lat. And the conditioning, you got to think it's going to be close from
And
behind.
if Sean is any bigger, like if he's like a bit fuller, that's a tough That's a tough sell for me to put Chris ahead.
He was full at the Olympia last year though, and he had a bit of a.
Okay, but it was a waist problem. Like if he can just like regroup a little bit
He's
and
too
keep the
small
waist
this year.
intact. Yeah. Yeah, he went too far in the other direction, like a lot of other Mats athletes. But
Maybe we're giving them fake gear.
right. Because that totally happened.
Oh, I don't know.
I'd bet real money that it didn't. I'd bet real money that Matt just didn't care.
You believe the flea circus has fleas?
Anyway, give me your answer on this. Chris versus Sean. Who do you think will place? I'm interested to see your prediction video on this more than anything because Chris is such a wild card. Sean is such a wild card.
This is no problem for me.
Sean.
Yeah. No. I got Bumstead. There's just too much hype. There's way too much hype.
The only
When
thing that
Clarito first went up, he was like from 212 to open. They were like, "Oh, let's give him a chance." He beat Sergio. He beat this guy, that guy, and then once the hype leaves, he competed at the Arnold, if you remember, and he got lost in the pack.
yep, he plays fifth.
I mean, he did decent. He beat
Pretty
Bonac,
good. It's pretty good.
but but some people had him winning. That's why I made that because I thought he was going to win.
Who had Sean Clarito winning the Arnold?
Me. It was before Ramy jumped in. It was before Nick Walker jumped in and Andrew jacked.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. That wasn't the Arnold as we know it.
I
So
made the poster.
look, I think I get what you're saying with Chris and the height. And there's the advantage there will be hard to overcome, but it's like Sean beat Regan and like that's
Bumstead
just
beat
what I'm
Regan too
where exactly?
in
The
the Open.
Olympia?
No, not at the Olympia.
Oh, when?
Oh, maybe. Did Regan compete at the Olympia? No, he didn't. In Classic. But they competed in the Open before Regan went to Classic. Regan used to be Open, and then he went to Classic, then he went to Open, I believe. They competed together.
That sounds
Don't make
right.
me don't
That
make me
sounds right.
check it out.
Okay. But the Legion Sports Fest, bro. Sean beat Regan there.
So Regan sucks.
No, he does not. I'm a
He's
Regan
another
lover.
he's in that group too, you know.
He's making improvements. The needle is
he?
moving.
Is he? I seen a little bit of flab underneath of his boob there last I checked.
Oh, did you?
Bragging about being 300 and some plus pounds. I'm like, yeah. If I had that percentage of body fat, I'd be at least 190. No, get no faith in them. I'm only waiting around so long. Look what Brandon Curry did with his career from 2015 to 16, 17. Make
Got
your
better.
move.
He got better, then he got worse. And then he got really good.
Well, I mean, he didn't get worse. When did he
Got
get
smaller.
worse?
He got smaller one year, didn't he?
2020 because he wanted to beat Phil with the condition.
No, before he even won the Olympia. He was like getting bigger and then he like regressed one year.
His first year being huge was 2017, I think. And 2016, he sucked. He was tiny. He placed like last. And
Yeah.
then 18, he was a little more refined, I think, from 17, but his placings went up.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then 19, he won. So there was 3 years he did really well.
Yeah, Regan's going to do the same and win the Olympia. How many years have you heard that? You've been in bodybuilding longer than me. How many years have you heard that Regan's going to win the Olympia? Just give him an off season. Probably about 5 years.
I can't remember because he's been so off and on. I can't even remember when he came in.
He's
And
good. He does like, I fully believe if he just, I feel like he's wasted a lot of time going back to Classic, not really taking this 100% seriously. I think he's wasted a lot of time, but there is still definitely a non-zero chance that he could pull something off.
Did he ever place 10th at the Olympia?
Yes. Oh, 10th?
Oh,
Like, oh yeah,
10th.
because I don't think he did.
Well, if that's because the Olympia champions have placed every single place except 10th. They placed first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, never 10th.
No, most of these years he's been 15th, 16th. There's
He was
8th.
never at the 18th. Yeah, that's at the classic
Okay.
though. Oh, what did he compete in the classic and the Olympia? What did you said he got 8th?
That's open.
No, he was in the Open there. Yeah, 2020. That was his first Olympia. Oh yeah, he did.
He did?
18. Look at that. So did he lose to Bumstead then? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Bumstead had to
because
beat him.
Bumstead was second. And
Bumstead does. Regan Grimes.
then in classic. Okay, okay.
Mooney.
Yeah, Chris Bumstead's beating this.
Probably. Look at those arms. Flat peaks.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sir Edmund Hillary would have no problem climbing them peaks.
Let's see what we got here. Let's see what.
You don't even know who Sir Edmund
turn.
Hillary is, do you?
I don't know who that is. Some
Really?
nobody.
Oh, really? I gotta tell you, he was at the top of the world.
Yeah, Chris Bumstead could definitely beat this.
It's pillowy soft.
Oh, please.
Nope, nothing.
Okay, we can move on though. Next guy. Let's throw in a bonus one. I don't think he's doing the show, but
Kevin
what do you
Lebroni?
think? No, Raphael Brandao. Do you think Chris could beat Raphael?
He could. I did a video and I compared them, and I think that he could if he was soft.
If Raphael was soft.
Yes.
Yo, here we go. This is a little taste.
Hey, they outdid me.
Yeah, they did.
Jeez, did they ever?
Martin says I'm not 4 foot tall, so this is off. True.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be that much taller, would he? Martin commented on that? That bothered him? Seriously?
Yes.
Look at that. So it's off.
He'd be a little taller, yeah.
Smiley face there. I can't see it. Is it a smiley face?
It's the laughing emojis. But he put him twice, so you know he put him twice in 2 different places, so you know he's a little upset.
Yeah. Oh. Hey, he's laughing, but he's laughing in anger.
Yeah.
Keon didn't like the video I did of him. But I mentioned in the video that it doesn't make sense.
Let's see here.
I think they mute that crap anyway when they watch
mine. They do. They do. Well, they watch mine in completion because I'm fair, balanced, just.
I mean, Bumstead's destroying him here. Not in the wheels, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't say destroying him, but.
Well,
it is. I would still give this to him pretty clearly.
Hairdo, too. You know who's getting plugs now?
Hottie.
Ugh. Can't stand when they do that. Just do it. Come back with hair. We don't need to see it.
Well, they get sponsored by it.
I know. You got it way down there. They think they're Steven Seagal or something. Their hairlines are down like the Wolfman.
Okay, well, let's say Raphael jumps into EVLS Prague Pro. I think this would probably be one of the best matchups. Who would you have winning?
He ain't, though.
Chances are he's not.
I think, I don't know, man. I think they'd give it to Bumstead just because of the height.
I would honestly probably go with Raphael.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
But I think you're right. I think Chris Bumstead is going to enjoy a less harsh look, a less critical look.
We've never seen him stand next to these guys before. Right?
Right.
It's like when they give the big neck guy the good placing because they've never seen him next to these guys before. Well, once you get used to it, it's like, passe, strictly passe.
Right. So, but who do you think? Put this matchup together in your head. Who would you have winning?
Well, if you cut it like that, I mean, Brandao's too much for him, I think. But we haven't seen this type of Glacier's thin skin pop.
Right.
Wow, that detail, that type of Andrew Jackness. He has the Andrew Jackness. And
Chris?
it can, yes, it's like pops and just everything's, all these little details come into play.
Right. Okay. That brings us to our main event. Chris versus Martin. First off, do you think Chris and Martin are 1 and 2? In any order. Any order.
Who else do we got? Is Akeem doing it?
I don't think so.
I thought he was.
Hold on. Hold on.
Martin's won, I can tell you that. Free of charge, I'll tell you that. Oh, Clarita.
Right. Clarita, Horse.
Horse, Clarita, yeah. I think Bumstead could beat both of those guys.
I think Horse is the easiest one that he can topple there.
Poor horse. Poor horse.
Okay. So do you think they'll be 1 and 2?
Hey, there's a front relaxed to Bumstead. I didn't know that. Yeah. I think the hype's there for them too. Of course, the hype was for Hattie versus Derek at the Olympia, and that didn't happen.
Right.
Picture of a raccoon up there.
Did I miss it?
You guys got raccoons in the United States of America?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I see him in town.
Right in the city.
Yeah. Because they eat trash.
Oh,
So-
they love trash.
Yeah, they love trash. So
Well, they're not very healthy, them raccoons.
they're fat. Have you ever seen a skeleton of a raccoon?
No, I haven't. You ever see baby owls? Huh, look at that.
But yeah, like it's usually, yeah,
Looks like a
they
cat.
kind of like, yeah, they have a really big hump in the spine. It looks
Looks like a
uncomfortable.
bear. That's what a
Looks
bear looks like.
Because that's what they kind of are. They're like bears and cats.
They are. They're like a weasel. You ever
Weasels
see
a bit.
baby owls?
Yeah, they're pretty gross
They
looking.
look like aliens. No, they look like aliens. There's one weird picture of them. They look all like aliens.
This is a little better, but no, I know what you're talking about. Well, look at that one.
I know a great deal about owls. And osprey. There's a alien looking things there.
Oh, owl, is it? Yeah.
No,
Interesting.
it's not an owl. It's
It says
definitely
barn
not an owl.
owls. It says barn owl. That's why I didn't think so
Is that a
either.
baby barn owl?
That's what it says.
There's no actual breed of an owl called barn owl, though.
Yeah, it's just
There's a barred owl.
said barn owl.
I know. 'cause
What do
they
you
live in-
know?
I'm a ornithologist.
Oh, my apologies.
I know about ospreys, eagles, hawks, buzzards.
Oops.
Osprey are the most interesting bird in the entire world, and they are proof that we were once a giant civilization. Do you want me to tell you about the osprey?
Is that a long story?
No, it's very short,
Okay,
but it'll make you think.
go ahead.
Every animal, including humans on the earth, has evolved differently because of their surroundings. Eagles are bald eagles in the Americas, golden eagles. They're different types of eagles in other parts of the world. Every continent has the exact same osprey. That's the only animal in the world like that. Huh?
Interesting. So, what is
Isn't
your what's your why is that important?
At one time, humans had could move around the world, and they must have brought this osprey around at some point, or the osprey just survived on all the continents, but they evolved the same way. How could that be?
Right. So you're saying that
All eagles are different everywhere, all different, every bird's different everywhere.
you're saying that
except
the
for me.
civilizations could travel in long distances, which we thought was impossible for intercontinental travel is a very recent thing, right? So
Yeah.
especially by boat. So you're saying that
Explain the osprey.
okay. Okay. That's interesting. I'll look into it. I don't really have any more to say. That is interesting. I'm speechless. What can I say? I didn't know
Two
that.
claws in the front, two in the back. They get 2 claws in the front, two in the back instead of 3 and 1, like an eagle.
Oh, that's
They get-
inappropriate.
No, it's so they can grab the fish.
I was talking about this photo here.
Oh.
Oh no, it's its head. I thought it was its behind.
Oh, he's about to dive in and grab a fish.
That is really cool. Oh, he's got himself one there.
Yeah. And then a bald eagle will come along and try to steal it from him. See, look, just like I said, 2 in the bottom, 2 in the top.
Interesting. Okay.
Woodpecker
Well,
are the same.
that's been Nat Geo Wild with Marx Max Muscle. But who do you have winning between Martin Fitzwater and Chris Bumstead?
Your old man.
Like we can make the discussion about Horse MD, about Sean Clarita, because these guys are lacking things pretty heavily. And Chris is very complete for he's tall, muscular, not
Sure.
as muscular, but the thing for Martin is he is open. You could tell he's open. He's not like Sean Clarita. And he's more complete than Horse. So he has that open thickness, that open size and completeness and great conditioning. I don't think Chris can topple that. Is that how you got to your conclusion?
No. Hey, he might beat him in the front lat. That's about it. You got to think Bumstead's legs are going to be the question, right? The leg size from going from classic to open. You got to think if you're a
I
classic
don't think
guy,
they're
your
weak to
legs.
begin with.
No, not in the division. But I mean, if you compare Keon Pearson with Mike Sommerfeld's legs all of a sudden look like little twigs because it's the
No,
division.
no.
Yes, I did a comparison.
I saw that
I
comparison.
did
It was
the-
shit.
Did you hear the rap I did?
No, I didn't.
I did a rap in that one too.
Well, look, Martin's
No,
going to win the
I'm telling
legs.
you, what I'm saying is Martin, his legs look bigger than everybody else's in the
Because they
open.
are.
I know. So put him next to a guy coming from a division where they have smaller legs. It's just going to be a brutal beating.
So, and do you think anyone can beat Martin here? I don't.
No.
Yeah.
He's fourth in the world, man.
Yeah. What a foolish question. Like Horse is for sure not going to do it. Sean Clarita, someone could point to and say, "Well, Sean is like detailed."
Not the last time I seen him, he wasn't. The thing about these two cats right here, they're always in shape. Martin,
True.
New York, awesome. Detroit, awesome. Even the Texas, couple years before that,
Right.
peeled. So he's gonna be peeled. Not even close.
Not even close. Yeah.
Go back to Canada. Make your igloos.
Whoa. So Martin gets an easy qualification here because top 5 does not requalify. Top 5 at the Olympia does not requalify you anymore. It's top 3 only.
Yeah, but they don't use that.
What?
They're not going to use it this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, don't look at it. I'm being a smartass.
Oh. Because
Patty
you're
is
right.
champion. Derek is champion. He doesn't need it. He could get that ticket and give it to somebody.
Is that the rule though? Is that
No, but
like-
he doesn't. He doesn't need to use that qualification.
he doesn't need to
being
use
in
that
the
route
top three
because they're all champions. Right.
because they're all Olympia champions.
Right. I would like to see where they all have to requalify except for last year's winner.
Well, the same thing happened last year. Samson, he got third, but then he went and qualified.
That's why the season was so good and
On
less
Prague.
shows.
Yeah. Hey, I hope another big name keeps competing, like Martin or something.
He probably will.
You think? I think he's going to shut her down.
No, he's floated doing the Arnold.
Oh, is he?
He's
He is
floated
doing
doing
the
it.
Arnold, isn't he?
He's floated doing that.
Oh,
I've seen him in comment sections talk about it.
He's
And
going to stay
also-
in shape then.
But do you remember last year Martin was I remember I made that video of like bodybuilders to watch out before the Arnold or like right after the Arnold list was announced, and he wasn't even on the list. He didn't he applied They didn't give it to him. They didn't give him a spot. So he went from not even being looked at for the Arnold to winning, what is it? One pro show, placing second at the New York Pro, which is some people thought he could have won that. Some people did. And then he's going to win this one. And then
More people now that he placed fourth at the Olympia.
And then he placed fourth at the Olympia. So
and now more people say, well, maybe he could have beat Nick.
I know you did. Did you do that comparison of Nick versus Martin at the Olympia?
I mean, no. Oh, yes, I did.
Who did you have?
Oh, Martin's just outclassing him.
Do you think
And
Nick will beat Martin again?
I don't even know what I feel about Nick right now.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I don't know what to expect. His physique didn't evolve properly at the New York because he was on gear and on condition for how months? After his injury at the Olympia, he didn't get soft or anything. He stayed peeled. And he was from last year. The Olympia
he got bigger because the waist was bigger.
Oh yeah. But I'm talking about his condition.
You're right. He didn't have that usual crispness. He usually is like grainy hard from the back, and I remember like
it didn't explode like he used to.
Like right. So I don't know about Nick. That one's I know how I feel about him now, which is not good, but like you said, it's so unpredictable. Like it's a shot in the dark now. So we haven't seen him at his best since the Arnold Classic. Also, that's not his best, but I think he was very good at the Arnold. I think that's so underrated.
He lost though.
True. But
ruins the good. If he had won that Arnold, we'd be doing more comparisons with that Arnold Classic version than ever before.
Yeah, now I have to reach and do the 2022 Olympia. 2023 Arnold Nick was my favorite.
2023? He did.
Yes.
When he placed second?
Yes. That's the type of look I like on him. I know it's not going to win him. It's not as good technically as like 2022 Olympia, obviously, but like it's my personal favorite.
Just got caught between two big aesthetic bodybuilders is all.
I think so. But anyway, I think that's going to do it for the show. We have Martin winning the Prague Pro. Oh, let's make some predictions. Let's make loose ones. I haven't done a single comparison. I'll do like a hard prediction probably at the end, but like who do you let's say we have four guys mainly. Horse, Sean, Chris, Martin. Give me a loose prediction, not a final one.
I just wrote it down.
Okay. And
who's MF? Oh, Martin Fitzwater.
Damn.
Who's CB? Oh, Chris Bumstead second. Who's SC?
Yeah.
Oh, Sean Florida in third.
And then Horson. Honestly, if Amir shows up again, if Amir shows up at this show, Horse won't even be fourth.
Is Amir competing?
He might.
Was he on the list?
Hey,
there's Mike Menzer.
Is the list even out yet?
Did you see Mike Menzer?
Mid.
How come there's so many videos of him and his training methods?
Oh my gosh. I've had enough of that.
I love the comments though. They don't even know. It's like, well, this guy never won the Olympia title. What are you guys even talking about? What are we talking about Mike Menzer?
He got a perfect score.
So who was he competing against? He wouldn't have got a perfect score if he was competing against anybody good.
He got a perfect score.
So
how do you lose the Olympia and get a perfect score that season?
So did Trey Ballard.
So I have my predictions the same as yours. I think Sean could beat Chris. I'm not saying he will. I don't think that's not what I'm predicting right now, but I think Sean can. I don't think
Do you know how old he is?
40.
Are you sure? Isn't he?
Oh, let's guess 37.
Sean Clarita?
He's old.
Yeah, he's getting a little too old.
Oh, please.
It happens. He ain't gonna show his age there.
Oh, here we go. We got an update. 6 days out from Prague. No food, no water. That's what he's looking like.
Solid. Looks solid. I see Goat Fitness, Desktop Bodybuilding, and
Muscle Discord.
Matt over there at Muscle Discord, like this one, and Dylan over there at Project Bodybuilding. Yeah, no, he looks good. But these glutes look very soggy at the Olympia for some reason.
I don't know what it is, but this video makes me more confident in Chris.
I had better lighting in my little room.
I mean, it's possible. It's possible that Sean could beat Chris. Would you say that, or would you say it's a done deal?
No, anything's possible.
Anything's possible. Okay, what would you put the chance? I give it up.
Anything's possible when you've never seen a guy compete in that division before. Bumstead, we never seen Bumstead.
I give it up to
against
up to a 40% chance Sean can beat Chris.
What?
Yep. Yep.
I like you and everything, but you're crazy. And he dressed like Bob
Barker. You mean devilishly? I don't know. Please.
Bob Barker was always dressed to the nines.
Of course. All right.
This is my nice shirt, you know. I got a pocket here.
I know you wore a long sleeve today.
It was because I wanted to look nice when I walked out of the gym. All nice. I wore my Ninja Turtle shirt when I was working out. I suppose you would have made fun of that, though.
I like how Chris hits a bunch of poses here, and he says, Cody Amy says, winning this pose easily. Okay, which one?
She means
the side chest, I'd assume. And it's a he.
Yeah, you're right. All right. Well, he's devilishly handsome.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
Itchy and scratchy.
Want some more lemonade? Please.
All right. Well, that's it for the reunion episode of the Project Bodybuilding podcast.
Gotta fix your collar. It's all
Yeah, I because I put this tie on quick and the knot.
No, the collar itself, it's all wrinkled up.
Well, you know, your face is all wrinkled up.
Well, because I'm old.
Yeah, it's because this tie is really throwing it off because I didn't undo it. I need to do a smaller knot for this collar shirt.
I'm just used to looking at Bob Barker, and it's just perfect.
Well, they had it. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a woman fix them up.
Yeah, that's what I need around here. Put them to work. Okay.
You gotta watch it though. They cost you lots of money.
They sure do. They sure do. Anyway, let's wrap it up there.
That sounded dirty.
Let's wrap it up there.
Let's wrap it up.
Oh,
that's what your parents should have did 25 years ago.
Please. What did you say? 25 years ago?
I don't know. What are you, 22?
No, not even yet. Birthday's coming up.
Sure, glad they didn't have internet when I was that age.
Yeah, we've seen it and its consequences here. So anyway, that's enough of that. Let's end it. Any last words? Prague's going to be a good show. Romania was a good show. I wish they had more to the other divisions like they did last year at the Romania. You had Wesley in Classic, Madelman in Classic. Ahmad was still there in 212 this year, but and Radoslav, if I'm not mistaken. But it was just better last year.
Yeah.
Open was pretty good this year, though.
Open was good, but last year was a better event.
But
we have a better Prague coming up.
Yeah, we have a better Prague coming. So it's going to be the show of the 2025 season so far. And I predict 2025 season is going to be even bigger and better than last year. Which that's a good sign because last year was pretty good. I know you were like, I asked you to rank the season one time and you were like, C.
It was good. I had to give the year before a D minus.
Sure.
I've seen some years where every show had Dexter, Rowley, Sean Roden.
Okay, you got to compare it to everyone. You got to compare it to what we get now. That's the scale we're
Yeah.
grading on.
No, but I know. No, I don't know if I gave it a C. It was good at first, and then it died down. You have to
Got a
admit.
little bit better at the end.
Ah,
He had a dead cat bounce.
he had the same three guys go at it time and time again. That was kind of cool, but I
Right.
mean,
All right. Let's end it there. Any last words?
I got a Jay Cutler statue. That's about it.
Yeah, lagging mark. Yeah, we're ending this here. Thank God. Anyway, everyone, I don't think I need to introduce or give you Mark's Max Muscles channel. You guys are probably already subscribed if you're watching this, but be sure to hit the like button on this video, subscribe for more. Uh, you'll be back for the wrap up if I ask you. No?
Probably.
Of course, we'll do that. We'll do that. Maybe we'll get Giles on so you can say all these awful things to his face.
Why? Why did I even open up my big mouth? You go watch his video and tell me he doesn't
I think you're jealous of his analysis, of his impeccable eye.
jealous of all this attention he gets. And
Right. Hey, he's commentating some big shows. Oh, that's another thing. Guys, go buy the stream. I will be streaming that show, the Prague Pro, unlike the Romania, which I ended up not doing because I couldn't find it anywhere, and I wasn't about to pay for it. I thought it was
I didn't want to.
I thought it was going to be free because Max Titanium, the Brazilian supplement company, was apparently doing it on their channel, at least the Open, and then it was only available. Well, it wasn't available in my country, which leads me to believe it was only available in Brazil, because Raphael was competing, and that's why they were making it free. So I was like, well, screw this. I plan on not buying it. I'm not going to buy it. So, but I will. I plan to do Prague, and I'm unbanned on streaming. I will actually be able to stream. So please, I don't know.
Really?
Yes, I don't know what time it is, but buy the stream yourself, then come back so you can watch the commentary I provide. Um, but yeah, we'll do a wrap up as well. I'm excited for this show. Like I said, show of the season so far. And thank you, Marks Max Muscle, for coming by and coming on my podcast. It's been a pleasure, just like old times.
I was here last week.
No, you weren't.
A couple weeks back.
I haven't done an episode in a hot minute because there's just not
before
been
the Olympia. Before the Olympia.
It just there hasn't been much to talk about. It's like, okay, after the Olympia, we had Mike and Jeff kissing each other in the gym. That's about all we had. But that's gonna do it for this episode. I've shouted you out, shouted me out, talked about my stream. Make sure you guys watch the stream, subscribe, and turn on notifications. That way you know when I go live because I don't have the times here. And that's going to do it for this video. Like, subscribe. I'll see you all in the next video.